Hey, what's going on? I'm Apprentice Demand, and in this video, we're going to do a review on Hawaii's volcanic water. So, let's go and get this opened up. This is another water that I'm pretty sure someone asked for. And if not, then hey, it's just a good one to do. A lot of people are asking for me to look at volcanic waters anyhow. So, what better volcanic spot than Hawaii? We're going to be testing it against this electrolyzed reduced water. Oh. Let me see how well it does. If you are serious about the water you're drinking and you're trying to find the best water for your health, highly recommend subscribing. And with that first test that we're going to do is all about antioxidants. This is the most important test of the three. And the reason why is because we want to stay looking young. We want to stay forever young. And so we have these things around us known as free radicals. And they create oxidation and inflammation in our cells by taking away our electrons, okay, from our healthy cells. And those two things, oxidation and inflammation, is linked to every single health disease known to man. Think of your itises, bronchitis, tendinitis, gingivitis. That's inflammation that's happening, right? And that's from oxidation, okay? So we want to consume antioxidants, okay? These are your fruits, your vegetables, your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. They are full of negative electrons that are in abundance. And so when they're given to these cells that are struggling, that lowers oxidation, reduces that inflammation, and keeps us looking young, all right? So how do we test for that? Like, do we get a microscope or something? No. We're just gonna get this meter here, and this is an ORP meter. It's gonna test for oxidation. If we get a positive number, that means it's creating more oxidation, inflammation, and dis-ease in the body. However, if we see a negative number, that means it's a strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory water. So let's see what we get here with Hawaii's volcanic water. What are we seeing? 190, right? 190 is going up, which means it is oxidizing. Now, if I leave it in here, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to 200. Oh yeah, we're already at 210. Okay, so this water is hot and oxidizing. Let's see what we get here with the electrolyzed reduced water. And we are seeing a negative number already. Check that dash out. So we are getting what? A negative 675. Okay, and it's steadily going down. This means it's a very strong antioxidant, and this is what we want to consume if we want to stay in shape, stay feeling good, staying looking good, all that stuff, right? So there you have it. That's the first test out of the way, antioxidants. So we see that Hawaii volcanic water is oxidizing. Let's go ahead and jump into that next test. Our second test, test number 2, is all about alkalinity. And this one's important. It's not as important as the ORP antioxidants one, but it's important because we all know sickness and dis-ease cannot thrive in an alkaline environment. Okay, so our blood, this really has to do with our blood also. It's not to do with our stomach. A lot of people think drinking alkaline water is for the stomach, and that's not the case. It's really for our blood to help ensure that it maintains that 7.365 on the pH scale, and it's going to do that, right? But if we're eating and consuming things that are acidic, right? If we are consuming, I don't know, cupcakes, if we're consuming pancakes and waffles, oh my gosh, I'm thinking breakfast right now, right? Sausage, bacon, eggs, all that stuff is acidic, right? And so it's going to force our body to take those minerals, electrolytes that we need from us. It's going to start taking it from our skin, our bones, joints, ligaments, start taking it from our brain, and then we wonder why we have different ailments and conditions that come up, okay? So we gotta neutralize that stuff by consuming alkaline. So I'm gonna take these pH drops, put them in both of these waters. If we see a red or orange or a yellow, that means it's acidic and it's forcing us to take the minerals from our body. If we see a blue, purple or dark purple, that means it's alkaline. Let's see what we get here with Hawaii's volcanic water. All right, so Hawaii's volcanic is looking alkaline. It's looking 8-ish. right? Y'all let me know what y'all see on y'all's end. I see different colors on this side, actually, believe it or not. While on this end, I am seeing between a 9 and a 10, right? So, using this wand, I want to see how strong it is at battling acidity. I don't just want to see the colors, I want to see how strong it is, right? And I'm going to do that by blowing into them. If it's a strong alkaline beverage, it's going to maintain that strength. And if it's not that strong, it may go down and it may go to acidic. If you've been here on the channel, you've seen that before. So let's see what happens here with Hawaii's Volcanic. Yeah. Oh boy. That's yellow, right? That's what I see on this end. I see it turn yellow pretty quick. So let's see if there's anything in this. It says lava filtered. It's filtered. Naturally alkaline, right? Premium drinking water. And then it says be Pono, do what's right. And then it says typical analysis, and it shows a few different things here. The TDS, the silica, alkaline pH of 8 says magnesium, potassium, and calcium. Those are great minerals to have here, but it doesn't necessarily say how it got there, right? Pretty cool bottle, but I don't know. But either way, it's showing up yellow. Let's see what happens with this electrolyzed reduced water, though. Oh my gosh, alright. So it's not changing, right? Despite all the blowing. So that means it's stronger at battling acidity, which means the challenges that you're having from those foods, if you choose to eat those, it's going to help neutralize that acidity for much longer, alright? So there you have it. That is our second test on alkalinity. Let's go ahead and jump into our next test. Alright, on to our third test. This one is all about superior hydration. This is getting hydrated at the cellular level, okay? This is not just drinking a ton of water and having it sit in your stomach and wondering why your mouth is still dry and all those kinds of things. This is getting hydrated in the cells, okay? And so the best way we're gonna try to represent that is we're gonna try to make tea, okay? So, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Apprentice, how? Just how? How are you doing this? How is this possible? You don't got a pot, you ain't got no stove, you don't got a camp plate, you don't got a fire. How are you gonna do this? Well, if the water's actually small enough, and I know this sounds crazy, but it will make tea, alright? And that's what this tea bag is gonna represent. It's gonna represent us dehydrated. So, let's see if we can make some tea with Hawaii's Volcanic Water. Uh-oh. Nope. Doesn't look like we're getting anything. So we're gonna go ahead and do some dunking. Seeing what happens here. And we're starting to get a little something, right? We're getting a little something, but this is taking a lot of work, right? You shouldn't have to jump up and down to get hydrated. You shouldn't have to splash around, right? So let's see if the same thing happens with this electrolyte reduced water. Look at that. No jumping up and down. And the water is darker, right? Like it's a much darker tea. Much richer, right? So I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, Apprentice, you cheated. The bag was already wet. That's why it's darker. So let's try this one more time. Give Hawaii Volcanic another chance. See what happens here. I'm literally trying to pour this on the tea bag. Trying to force some tea out of here, but it doesn't look like it's done anything. This looks the same, right? And so, like, just think about this. Like, if we're dehydrated, let's just take a little bit of water, right? Let's just take a little bit of tea. Okay, that's all that's in these waters here, right? It's just a little bit, right? Let's do one more, just for good measure. And then I'm just curious what happens if we try to hydrate ourselves, and we're already dehydrated, right? And we just switch waters. What could happen? Wow, like that's almost the same color as this, right? So I'm telling you right now, if your mouth is dry, if your skin is ashy, all that kind of stuff, it may be the water you're drinking, it's not the tea. Let's see. It's probably the water that we're drinking, right? So you're drinking Hawaii Volcanic. I would probably say Aloha. Not that Aloha as in hello. I mean Aloha as goodbye to drinking this, alright? Let's do a quick recap on all the tests that we've done so far, alright? So we have tested Hawaii Volcanic for 3 things. The first one was antioxidant, so we saw that this was oxidizing. It was getting into the 200s, while the electrolyzed reduced water was showing like a negative 530, 540, right, and going down, okay, making it a strong antioxidant. The second thing we tested for was alkalinity, and we saw that Hawaii Volcanic showed up around an 8, okay, and while this showed up around a 9, maybe a 10, and so I gave them acidity. I wanted to see how strong they're at battling acidity. If we're consuming alkaline, we need to be consuming it for the right reasons. This ended up becoming acidic through blowing into it, which shows that it's not that strong at battling acidity, while the electrolyzed reduced water maintained and held the pH that it was sitting at. Last but not least, we tested for superior hydration, and we saw that Hawaii's volcanic water, despite all the lava rocks it's going through, it wasn't hydrating us at a cellular level. It was, but like very little. So we're spending more money to buy this stuff, okay? It's not hydrating us. So, and then of course you see what happened with electrolyzed reduced water. So that concludes the test on this. And if you're curious about what water I recommend drinking, you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I was drinking, like what do I do next? Check out the masterclass. There's a link in the description and below this video where I share how to get this in your life. Save your money, save from buying plastic and all this other stuff that no matter about the marketing, it comes out the same, alright? Thanks for watching this video. Look forward to seeing you in the masterclass, and I will see you there.